Okay, so today's press conference just ended a few minutes ago. Scott Strickland, Florida Gators athletic director, spoke at the podium, as well as Florida quarterback DJ Lagway, center Jake Slaughter, linebacker Miles Graham, and then, of course, interim head coach Billy Gonzalez. Again, very tough news around the program. Billy Napier let go Sunday afternoon, and so they had this press conference for pretty much telling us what Billy meant to this program, and why ultimately he was let go. So Strickland, he said that he really had a difficult time doing this because Billy Napier is a genuine person, and at the end of the day, it's a results-driven business, and he had to do what he had to do. So he mentioned that for this coaching search, this is going to be his third for Florida football. And he said he will be all ears. He will, use as many resources as he can, whether it's the board of trustees. And so I believe that Strickland will really, take his time with this. He understands what he has done wrong. At least that's what he said today at his presser. He's learned from his mistakes, and so this coaching search now might be different this time around. And so, that was pretty much what he went through today. For Billy Gonzalez, he was Florida's receivers coach, and of course he was named interim head coach yesterday by Strickland. He mentioned that Coach Callaway will be the offensive coordinator, but Ryan O'Hara, the quarterback's coach, will be the one that's actually calling the plays. And so he mentioned that he wants Lagway, he wants O'Hara to call the plays because of his connection with Lagway, and so he wants the quarterback to be the extension of the teacher. And Billy Gonzalez, of course, had some thoughts about Napier getting let go. He mentioned that Napier, it was very tough for him, when he heard the news, and so he wishes nothing but the best from Napier going forward. DJ Lagway and the players, Slaughter, Miles Graham, they all pretty much had the same message. Also, it was very hard for the team. It was very emotional, but at the end of the day, they got to lean on each other, and it's a business. Football is a business, and the fact is the results weren't on the field, and Florida had to make a change. They had to. Doesn't matter how good of a person you are. If your team is not winning games, then it doesn't matter. So Florida fires head coach Billy Napier Sunday afternoon. And one thing that all the players had to say about interim head coach Billy Gonzalez, they all had the same thing to say, which was that he has a ton of energy, when he's out there on the practice field, coaching the players. I think it was Jake Slaughter, the Florida center. He said like he coaches like his hair is on fire. So, I'm expecting a ton of energy from, not only Gonzalez, but from the players moving forward. And it'll be interesting to see, how different this Florida Gators team looks, especially on the offense with Napier, not here anymore, and with a new play caller. Again, there's a bye week this week, so no game for the Gators on Saturday. Next week they play the Georgia Bulldogs in Jacksonville. Big time rivalry game, and it'll be the coaching debut for Coach Gonzalez. So stay tuned for that, and it's a very interesting time here in Gainesville, Florida.